Welcome back. No doubt winter is here, and in much of the West, early snows and cold have added pressure to the daily chores of many cattlemen. Raising cattle is a year-round business, and winter brings real challenges, especially in big feed yards. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter takes us to northeast Colorado to find out the challenges of finishing livestock in the winter.
Just because winter is here, that doesn't mean things are slowing down at the Dinklage Feedyard in northeastern Colorado.
This is the time of the year when every feed yard earns their keep. I mean, it's a feast or famine in this business, and you know, when the cattle are available is when you've got to be ready to go to work, come rain, sleet, snow, or hail.
Manager Todd Sigmund knows feeding cattle in the winter can be a challenge thanks to the wind, snow, and cold. It takes planning and foresight in order to make sure the cattle receive the proper care. Disease prevention begins right when the cattle are first processed.
One of the biggest things that benefit us is knowing a little history on the livestock, knowing if the calves have been preconditioned, knowing if they've been weaned, source of origin, did they come through a sale barn, did they come direct from the ranch. We've got protocols set up to handle each of these, and we need to be able to identify the risk group that the cattle might fall into so that we can best maintain the health of the cattle as a whole. We've got an outstanding crew, we've got an outstanding veterinary consultant group that help us set up protocols to best handle the situations that might arise.
The winter environment can have a dramatic effect on the performance of cattle in the feedlot. At Dinklage, they know proper food and water go a long way towards helping to ensure the cattle stay healthy.
The feeding ration typically doesn't change that much. What does change is how we step and progress the cattle up. As we get into the calves, we take a little more time getting them used to the diet that they're eating, taking them along at a slower pace so that we don't get any issues on the feed side.
Cattle can thrive in cold weather as long as they are provided some protection from the wind and moisture. Improving the comfort of the cattle also helps reduce stress, which can lead to increased performance in the feedlot. At Dinklage, they keep a close eye on the condition of the animals as they go through winter.
This time of year we look for typical animal behavior. I mean, depression scores. If the animals are depressed, their head down, humped up, perhaps a snotty nose, runny eyes, things like that. Basically, we look for overall health. We want to make sure them animals are thriving, going to the bunk, going to the water, and comfortable.
Despite his busy schedule, Todd still takes time to keep track of the important issues facing the cattle industry. He also makes sure to attend the annual NCBA convention in order to have his voice heard in the decisions that will shape the industry.
I think it's important to be represented in the industry. I think we need to be there voicing our opinion. Policy is written by those that take time to show up. And if we want to have a voice in that fight, we need to be there. I think the biggest thing the industry can do is to have one voice united and to confront these issues, because they obviously have way more money and way more time on their hands than most of us. We need NCBA out there fighting for our cause.
All of these efforts during the winter will help make sure the feed yard is running at full steam when spring arrives. In Logan County, Colorado, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Dinklage is one of the nation's largest feed yard operations with 5 locations in Nebraska, Wyoming, and Colorado. You can learn more about their operation by visiting our website at cattlementocattlemen.org.